Yeah, now I got a real one. Now nobody can say anything. Yeah, I think just because of the way the team is constructed now versus the team I had in 2020, like it was much harder with this team just because of the experience.
Here's three, Rondo, three, up high and off the wall. Caruso parachutes in. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Right, and everybody talked about you need experience to win a championship, and you need this, that, and the other. And I said multiple times through the postseason with this team that the good basketball is good basketball. Winning basketball is winning basketball. And
then they come off the bench with one of my favorite teammates of all time, and Alex Caruso, who is like
a dog.
He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife. We've literally seen him guard Giannis. We've seen him guard the Joker. You know, we've seen him guard Ant. We've seen him guard Julius Randle.
Including yourself.
We've seen him guard Jamal Murray.
Most teams have to learn through losses and learn through defeat.
That championship came in 2020 in the bubble. Caruso, tough shot on the fadeaway over LeBron. Nicely done.
Alex Caruso had just won his second NBA title. Champagne still in the locker room, media swarming, microphones in his face, and then it happened. He smiled, paused, and said the one thing that every LeBron James hater has been waiting years to hear. Now I got a real one. In one sentence, he didn't just celebrate his latest title. He threw the 2020 Lakers bubble ring under the bus, along with LeBron James and the entire team that helped him win it. The internet exploded. LeBron fans, Lakers loyalists, NBA analysts, they all heard it. The disrespect, the sarcasm, the honesty. And just as quickly as the comment went viral, Caruso walked it all back, claimed it was a joke, blamed it on the beers, but the damage was done, because this wasn't just a throwaway line in a press conference. It was a rare moment of truth about one of the most controversial rings in modern NBA history. And to understand why so many fans, and even players, don't respect the 2020 title, we need to go back to the beginning, where the bubble began and where the credibility started to crack. Real quick, we put in serious time crafting these deep dive NBA documentaries to bring you stories the media won't touch this way. So if you're into breakdowns like this, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you never miss the next one. Now, back to it. The bubble ring nobody agrees on. The 2020 NBA season was anything but normal. COVID had shut down the league. The playoffs were postponed. Players were flown to Orlando to live in isolation inside a resort. No crowds, no travel, no distractions. And for the first time in NBA history, the postseason was held entirely behind closed doors. No booze on the road, no momentum swings from hostile fans, no late-night flights, just games, practice, and recovery. LeBron James and the Lakers thrived in that setting. They cruised through the playoffs and beat a gutted Miami Heat team to win the title. And yet, the questions never stopped. Was that a real championship? Would they have won in a normal environment? Would Jimmy Butler have collapsed in Game 6 if Dragic and Bam were healthy? These questions led to what fans now call the bubble asterisk. And what Alex Caruso just did, intentionally or not, was validate the critics. But how did we get to this point where a championship ring can feel illegitimate? To understand that, we need to look at what made the 2020 playoffs so different, and why players and fans still argue about it years later. The purest form, or the fakest one. LeBron once claimed that the bubble was the purest form of basketball. No distractions, no media circus, no road fans, just hoops. Sounds noble, right? But here's the flip side. NBA legends have said for decades that playoff greatness comes from adversity. You fight through fatigue, deal with pressure, block out screaming fans, and grind through travel. You earn the championship, physically and mentally. The bubble removed all of that. It flattened the playing field in ways never seen before. There were no true road games, no jet lag, no fans to silence, no home court advantage to steal. And that's why many, including former players and even coaches, have said that bubble success should come with an asterisk. But it goes even deeper than just the location of the games. Because when you look at the actual path to the title, who the Lakers faced, how those teams were built, and who was missing, you start to see why fans like Caruso may quietly believe that 2020 wasn't quite the same. The bubble path was paved in injuries. Let's break it down. In the finals, the Lakers played a Miami Heat team that was limping to the finish line. Goran Dragic tore his foot in Game 1. Bam Adebayo was battling a shoulder injury. Jimmy Butler was carrying the entire team on one leg. That wasn't the Heat team we saw all season. And it wasn't just the finals. Every round of the Lakers' playoff run had some sort of question mark. Meanwhile, LeBron and AD were well rested. They didn't have to travel between cities. They weren't being pushed by the road atmosphere. Their bodies were fresher than ever. The mental grind was half the battle, and the bubble removed half the war. Now, that doesn't mean the title doesn't count, but it does explain why people debate it so often. And this context makes Alex Caruso's slip even more meaningful, because he was there, he lived it. And now that he's won another ring outside the bubble, with fans, travel, pressure, and a full season, even he couldn't help but admit, now I got a real one. But what happened next was even more shocking. The instant walkback. The quote went viral. Within hours, Lakers fans were on the attack. Social media erupted. Caruso's bitter. He's salty, the Lakers let him go. Disloyal. Fake Laker. And just like that, Alex Caruso issued a statement. He claimed it was sarcasm, blamed the alcohol, said he had 3 beers, said it wasn't meant to be serious. But here's the thing. If it really was a joke, why was the message so specific? He compared his new ring directly to the 2020 title. He said this one was harder. This one was earned. This one was real. Even if he walked it back publicly, privately, he probably meant every word. And he's not alone. There are countless players who have danced around this exact topic. Few dare to say it out loud, but Caruso did, and it ripped the Band-Aid off the bubble once again. But how does LeBron James feel about all this? LeBron's reaction and the GOAT pressure. LeBron hasn't directly responded to Caruso, but it's not hard to guess how he feels. In the past, LeBron has defended the 2020 title with passion. He said that was basketball in its purest form. He's insisted it was harder, not easier, and he needs that ring to matter. Because when people talk about the GOAT debate, those 4 rings, including the one in the bubble, are his biggest weapon. If fans start saying one of them doesn't count, the legacy starts to shift. The argument weakens. Jordan's 6 rings, all earned under normal conditions, stand tall. But LeBron's bubble title, it's under a microscope. And that's the quiet fear LeBron fans have, that someone like Caruso, who wore the uniform, played the games, and stood on the podium, could openly suggest that ring means less. Because if he says it, how many others believe it too? The truth behind the joke. Alex Caruso says it was just a joke. But jokes are usually rooted in truth. And whether he regrets saying it or not, he said what a lot of NBA fans have thought for years, that the 2020 bubble ring, while official, doesn't feel the same. It was earned, yes, but it was earned under different rules, different pressure, different circumstances. And when a player who won it, alongside LeBron, says, "Now, I got a real one," that tells you everything you need to know. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, subscribe for more breakdowns like this one, and drop a comment below. Was Caruso telling the truth, or did the beers do the talking? Either way, one thing's for sure, the bubble debate isn't going away anytime soon.